You know, I don't talk about this type of stuff often. And it's kind of hard for me to talk about because there's part of me that wishes things ended differently. I wish things in this universe, in this timeline, in this reality occurred differently. And there's a part of me, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, subconsciously, subconsciously, that still hurts every year around this time. So I have a tradition, usually around these types of holidays, particularly around Mother's Day or Father's Day, where I will essentially go around and leave a little quote-unquote voicemail for my mom or my dad or my family up in heaven. And my friends who are on Facebook, it started there. I started doing them as kind of a yearly tradition. And what it was mentally was once a year I would just kind of check in with my family. And that's all it is. Just to see how they're doing, send them love, update them on how life here, at least on Earth, at least this reality, at least the one I physically exist in, you know, this one is going. So last year, I actually posted for the first time some of it on Twitter, publicly. And it was interesting because I had gotten some messages and feedback and, you know, heartfelt responses back from, well, the internet. Just saying they understood, you know, that the loss of family like this never really does go away. It just gets a little better each time. So, but this year wanted to acknowledge and do something a little more positive and different. And I wanted to spotlight someone special to me. And not just her, but, you know, my family in Oklahoma. More specifically, my Ceta, aka my Aunt Teresa. And she was dealing with her own craziness during the years when I lived in Arizona, when I lived in Texas, when I lived in Nebraska, when, you know, I was moving around constantly. She was dealing with, you know, raising quite a few kids, raising some adopted kids, trying to secure a forever home, trying to attempt to slow down a little bit in her life, dealing with even the tragedy of a house fire. And she's had a lot on her plate, all while trying to be a teacher, all while trying to be a motivator, all while trying to be a positive influence on the world. And very rarely finding time for herself to reflect, to meditate, to exhale. Because I've always told people, breathing in is the easiest part. It's exhaling that's the hardest. So, for this Mother's Day, I want to take a moment to highlight and spotlight one of the most amazing people in the world. Because when all my family in Arizona finally passed away, so my father's been gone, my mother's been gone, my grandfather's been gone, my grandmother's been gone, my stepfather passed, one of my other great aunts, she recently was widowed because her husband passed away. My Ceta Anna had to move to a completely different state just to relocate, just to be supportive with family. So, you know, on this day, well, at the time of recording this, I record this a little bit ahead of time, for once, because my Ceta, Teresa, and my Uncle Tim, along with my cousin Jeremiah, and the entire Ayers extended family. And that includes Mayce, my cousin, Brandon, my cousin, all their kids, you know, and a good chunk of the family tree on the Ayers side of the family. They took me in. And they showed their love with open arms, showed their support with open arms. And they always included me in just every little traditional thing that they did. Like, as if I was already a part of the family. And I felt so bewildered at first, because I was so used to not having really much time, you know, sitting down and being at peace with my biological family in Arizona, because I was always constantly either taking care of them, going to doctor's appointments for them, you know, getting them to and from doctor's appointments, running grocery errands with them, picking up prescriptions for them. Just, I felt more at some points like a caretaker, like a nurse, rather than a family member. And it wasn't like this all the time, but there were days where it really, like, pushed heavy. So, enter Teresa. She's an artist, she's a painter, she's a teacher. She's wise, she's very religious. She knows how to cook a delicious home-cooked meal. She knows how to give advice when you need it, when you least expect it. And as you're seeing with a lot of these photos, and a lot of the memories that I've been very lucky to craft and build and create with her, along with the family, along with everyone I've interacted with in the air side of the family. They took me in, and at first I felt lost. At first I felt like I didn't fit in, or I didn't belong, or I was this strange foreign object that just, for some reason, I just felt like I wasn't meant to be here. I wasn't meant to be part of this family. But over time, I got more comfortable. I got more relaxed. I felt the love, the energy, passion. I felt like they didn't just care because, you know, they were worried about me. They didn't just care because they felt obligated to. They cared because they were my family, because they loved me, and because they wanted to make sure I was nurturing and healing and growing. And they wanted me to be a part of it. And it's funny because, and I know she's going to be seeing this video on Mother's Day, but a lot of Ceta, aka Teresa, I see a lot of my mom Gracie in her. Now, Gracie was my biological mom. She loved baking, which Teresa does. She was very religious, which Teresa is. She was very outgoing, which Teresa most certainly is. You know, she knew how to bring a level of energy into a room that just made you feel comforting and safe, which both Mom and her did. And every year, I always send a little voicemail to Mom up in heaven. Just a little prayer, a little meditation, you know, something. Just to let her know, hey, your little boy is okay. It's not great, but he's not doing bad. He's doing okay. So, happy Mother's Day. Both to my mom, Gracie, and to my Ceta, Teresa. Two very powerful, emotionally hardworking, spiritually driven mothers, whether they be biological or just related to you. Along with the rest of the family, I have been very blessed with a lot of friends who are moms, a lot of acquaintances who I know are moms, a lot of family who are moms, and I can definitely tell you that this Mother's Day is going to be a very happy, joyous celebration here in the universe. Happy Mother's Day.